Contouring, not just for makeup artists. Hi there, I'm Director of Photography Alec Watson and owner of Your Visual Brand. Today, I wanted to run you through how I do contouring on men and women in post and take images to the next level in ACDSee Ultimate 2021. I've got this image of our male model here. I'm going to take it into the Develop suite. Now, this image I actually shot for a course I did with ACDSee. We partnered on this, and I'll show you some footage from there. What we did is right from the get-go, from coming up with the concept of the images, how the images were lit, shot, and the post-production on a whole bunch of courses. This is just one of them, and I wanted to run you through exactly one of the things that we did, because when we use a bounce reflector, what we'll find is that, so for me in the studio here, I've got really a top light, and I've got backlight that's ambient, but a top light up in front of me. Now this is throwing a shadow underneath me, and that gives my face separation from my neck. What we'll find in this image is because he's got facial hair, he's got separation from his neck. But if he didn't have that facial hair, it'd be like me in the studio with a bounce card in front of me. My neck would be the same pinky white of my complexion as my face. And then my neck blends into my face, which is just not a good look for anybody. So to get a stronger jawline, we want to add some definition. So I'm going to take a Develop brush. I'm going to pull the exposure down. Doesn't matter how much. I like to start with about a stop. For the pressure, I want maybe somewhere around 10 to 20. Feathering means just a soft brush. So we want a really soft brush so we don't see the edges. And then the nib width, I can actually scroll on my mouse or control over here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint in a stop. Everything is going a stop under his neck. Now that kind of makes it like one stop even and flatter, but because he's already got shape there, we can just trace around the shapes really easily. So we'll shape into that contour there. We got some shadow there, down this edge here, and down here, and then over on his neck over here. Now on men, the hairline of the face, even though he doesn't have a full hairline on his face in this shot, if we go once around that, it will give him a stronger jaw. There we go. Fantastic. And we can turn this on and off anytime we want, and boom, there it is. Now, interestingly, he's got great eyebrows. I used to have great eyebrows, but apparently my eyebrows have been disappearing with my hairline. But even that said, even with his great eyebrows, we can fill in his eyebrows. And when you fill in a man's eyebrows, he just looks stronger and more intense. There we go. We'll fill in a little under his nose. That gives his nose a little more depth. And at some point, it'll start to look a little overdone, which we want to be careful of. I'm going to go under his cheekbone to give him a little more chiseled definition there. And that's about it. The only other thing I'm noticing is his ear happens to be a little light on this photo while I'm doing this. It's not for contouring's sake, it's just because I don't really want to be noticing his ear. Down here, it's a little bright. There we go. Maybe his Adam's apple right under there is still just a little light. There we go. That is a well-contoured male image. There's the off, there's the on. Now, one thing that's great about the Develop suite is if I have done that too much, I can just take that back and I can dial in, or I can make it really strong. That's weird, but somewhere around there looks fantastic. Now I'm gonna cancel that because I don't want to write that. You might want to write it though. And I'm gonna take this shot of our female model. Also, again, from this course, if you were to sign up for the course, you get all these images. It's always nice to be able to work on exactly the same images. We're gonna contour this image up the same. So we'll take her into the Develop suite. And same again, we're gonna take a brush. I'm gonna use exactly the same settings. I'm gonna dial down the exposure about a stop. That doesn't do anything, it's just our brush. Now on this one, she doesn't have a bounce reflector in front of her, and we can see that her neck is very much different to that last shot that we just saw. Even that said, I'd still be tempted to take that down because it's just about always a benefit to take the neck down a little. Now on a women's shot, I like to make a poutier lip, so we add a little extra shadow under her lip. If we do the same under the nose, basically what we're doing, where we see shadow, it pushes things back. That's one of the reasons that makeup artists contour in the first place, and it shows up that way in camera. If we want deeper set eyes, which is one of the things that we like, that's why we often go with that smoky eye, we can make smokier eyes just by dialing this in. We could touch around there and up near her eyebrows. Then same with the cheeks. Everybody looks good with a little more cheekbone definition. We'll click in under her cheekbones. And then often with women, I just run once around the hairline, and that gives them a little more facial definition, pulling their face forward from the hairline. Now again, looks a little strong to me, looks a little like I attacked it with retouching, but it's handy to be able to see where those are. Obviously that's crazy, we're not going to do that. We're just gonna lighten it up till it's subtle, but is doing something that looks like it's adding a good modeling effect. There we go. That's adding some good contour to her face. Now we can add another brush and go the other direction, which I often do with women, and I don't tend to do this as much with men. We'll add a stop of exposure on this one. We'll go with a bigger brush, and we're just gonna pop her cheekbones forward, like that. There we go, cheekbones popped. And then while we're here and have that, let's just pop a little extra light in her eyes and into her smile. There we go. We'll turn that on and off. Maybe a little bright and retouched, so we drag that back a little bit. It's very subtle, but if we turn this on and off, you can see that that's made quite a difference. Contouring really, it takes a little bit of time. When you're in the Develop suite, you can go in there, do this really easily, and everything's adjustable after the fact. And that's one of the things that I really love about using this technique. It takes your images of people to the next level, and that always makes me happy. Makes me look like a better photographer. And really, it was done in post. If you do it subtly, it's not going to look like a retouch. If you got something out of this, please click like. Go ahead and subscribe to sign up for more of these tutorials. If you got questions, I do monitor the comments. Throw them in the comment section. I'll do my best to help answer these questions. In the meantime, get out, take some photos, and do some contouring on them. Make the world a better and more beautiful place.